Alright, in today's video we're taking a closer look at the MiG-21 Bison, a modernised variant of the legendary MiG-21 used by the Indian Air Force. With its blend of upgraded avionics, advanced weaponry and compact design, the Bison is a unique option in War Thunder, but how does it stack up in the current meta? Stick around and let's find out. Before we dive in, here's what we'll be covering in this video: a brief history of the MiG-21 Bison, a breakdown of its performance, armament and avionics in War Thunder, an honest look at its strengths and weaknesses in the current game, tips to dominate with the MiG-21 Bison, and finally, whether it's worth the purchase or not. Now, let's dive in. Let's begin with a bit of history about the MiG-21 Bison. The MiG-21, nicknamed Fishbed, is one of the most iconic fighter aircraft in history, with over 11,000 units being built since the late 1950s. Known for its simplicity, reliability and low production cost, it became a cornerstone of many air forces worldwide. The MiG-21 Bison is an Indian Air Force upgrade of the MiG-21 Bis, introduced in the late 1990s. This modernisation program included advanced avionics, a glass cockpit, compatibility with modern missiles, and an upgraded radar system, transforming the ageing MiG-21 into a relatively credible contender in a fourth-generation fighter world. In War Thunder, the MiG-21 Bison retains the lightweight airframe of its predecessors, but it comes equipped with cutting-edge systems, making it a unique and versatile aircraft at BR-12.3, being available as an Indian vehicle in the British tech tree. Now let's take a look at how the MiG-21 Bison performs in War Thunder. First up, for performance, the Bison maintains the nimble and compact airframe of the MiG-21, making it quite responsive at higher speeds. However, like other MiG-21 variants, it suffers from a high speed stall if pushed too hard in turns and loses energy very easily, though it can catch out some unaware opponents at close range by pulling one strong turn that the opponent is not anticipating. Its R-25-300 engine provides solid thrust, particularly with the afterburner, allowing quick escapes and rapid acceleration. While the Bison isn't the fastest at its BR by any means, its acceleration and climb rate are respectable, and it is capable of flying itself apart at lower altitude with the afterburner on full. The Bison's primary strength, however, lies in its upgraded armament options, which have a variety of advanced options available, held back slightly by only 4 hard points. The Bison is compatible with advanced missiles like the R-27 and R-73. These give it strong options for various ranges, rivaling some more modern jets at its BR. IRL, it can also carry the R-77 active radar homing missile, though its omission is likely a deliberate choice by the devs. If it were to be added, it would need a BR increase to at least 13.0, in line with some of the other active radar homing older generation jets, such as the Kfir C-10 and the F4F KWS. For the R-27, it can carry 2 variants. First up is the R-27R semi-active radar homing missile. Alternatively, it can carry the R-27T infrared variant. This allows you the option of equipping whichever suits your playstyle more, either the more consistent semi-active radar guided variant, or the stealthier infrared variant ideal for catching unaware opponents. As for its close range infrared missile, as mentioned, this is the R-73E, a thrust vectoring infrared missile with good IRCCM. This can be used to make some insane shots and is very potent up close, particularly when paired with the HMD capability to perform some truly off-ball shots. As for its cannon, it retains the GSH-23 twin-barrel 23mm cannon. This packs a punch and has a respectable fire rate, but it has limited ammunition, so careful aim is essential. As for ground strike options, the Bison can carry a selection of unguided bombs in a few sizes, though there are no high drag variants available here. It can also carry a few types of rockets. The main star in terms of CAS, however, is the TV guided CAB 500KR bombs, of which the Bison can carry 2. At the expense of carrying R-27 missiles as they share the same pylon. For avionics and other equipment, the MiG-21 Bison comes equipped with the Kopio radar set. This is a relatively modern I-band radar set. This is fully featured with various modes, including GMTI for identifying moving ground targets. It also features track while scan mode, which, given it does not have its R-77s in game currently, is not that useful for air combat, though it can be used for spotting and visualising where opponents are without locking them. It also features HMD capability for both the radar and infrared missiles. This pairs very well with the highly manoeuvrable R-73s. In terms of defensive systems, It has a reliable modern radar warning receiver with full track and launch detection for bands E through to J, and in terms of countermeasures it can carry up to 60 large caliber flare and chaff. The Bison also has a full ballistics computer for guns, rockets and bombs, as well as a radar gun sight for air-to-air use with the cannon. In real life, the Bison can also carry an electronic warfare jammer pod, though these are not currently implemented in War Thunder. Now let's break down the pros and cons of the MiG-21 Bison. First up for the pros is its advanced missile selection. The R-27 and R-73 make it a deadly opponent in both mid and close range dogfights and allow you to tune your loadout to your needs. Expanding on the above, it's very strong up close. The R-73 and HMD allows for some truly insane shots at close ranges, with the IRCCM of the R-73 being very effective. When used within 2 km from rear aspect, these are highly likely to send the opponent back to hangar. Its smaller size can occasionally be helpful in rare cannon-based dogfights, providing a smaller target for your opponent to hit. And finally, in up tiers, many opponents still seem to underestimate the Bison due to it being an up-tiered MiG-21 airframe and can sometimes overextend, resulting in you delivering them back to hangar courtesy of an R-73. And now let's take a look at the cons. As mentioned, it's an outdated airframe. Once all of your missiles have been used, you're effectively an outdated MiG-21 at a much higher BR. It does have issues with energy retention. Whilst it can surprise people with a strong first turn, prolonged dogfights can drain its energy, leaving it an easy target to be picked off by much more manoeuvrable jets at higher tiers. It has low cannon ammunition reserves, which will punish missed shots in close range engagements. And finally is its limited hardpoints. It only has 4 hardpoints available. This means it carries a much lower number of missiles compared to most jets at this BR range. This also limits its total ground strike loadout for close air support. To maximise your success with the MiG-21 Bison, here are a few tips. First up would be to master the missiles, use the R-27 variant that works for your playstyle, and use the R-73 for close range dogfights. Proper missile selection is the key to success. Next would be to keep up your speed and avoid prolonged turning engagements with more manoeuvrable opponents. And finally, the Bison shines in hit and run tactics, so choose your battles wisely and disengage when needed, prioritising rear aspect shots with the R-73s, though don't be afraid to use these in a head-on also, as they are still quite effective. So, is the MiG-21 Bison worth picking up in War Thunder? As always with premium jets, it's best to wait for a sale, so with that in mind, players wanting to grind the full British air tech tree, the MiG-21 Bison is the best choice, due to the fact it is a rank 8 premium jet, which can research all vehicles in the tree effectively, coupled with the decent performance of the vehicle makes a very strong grinder. For British ground RB players wanting to instantly add close air support to a high tier lineup, whilst the Bison does have 2 guided bombs, its overall ground strike loadout is very limited. It's certainly not unusable, but there are much more capable platforms available in the game. For any MiG-21 enjoyers who want the most modern variant of the MiG-21 available, this may be of interest. And finally, for players specifically wanting to play high-tier Indian aircraft, this will likely be your current best option, as the other, the Jaguar IS, is an event vehicle only available via the marketplace. And that wraps up our look at the MiG-21 Bison in War Thunder. What are your thoughts on this upgraded jet? Have you had success with it? Is it on your list to buy? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button for more War Thunder content. Thanks for watching.